Hello and welcome to Sega News Bits. I'm Classic Barry, and with me is Modern George.
Hello, everybody. Or isn't it like it's no use?
Yeah, meme chuckles, knuckles. So, a little bit of news hit today. Some gameplay footage from Sonic Forces, about minute and a half of classic Sonic footage, presumably the first stage. Just was kind of like uploaded to the Sega Europe YouTube page.
Just randomly.
It's just like, yeah. Like, I think there's a lot of things going on right now in Japan. Like, they're doing little videos and stuff. And so, once it's out there, I'm glad they're doing this because it's like, we've seen little hints on, Sega of Japan streams. And so it's nice that someone at Sega is like, I'll just upload the clip. Let's not package it. Let's not do anything. I don't know. It was kind of weird how it landed. But let's not get into that. Let's talk about the clip itself. So, it's about 1 minute and 30 seconds. It is Green Hill Zone. That has been confirmed.
There were some rumors that it's not Green Hill Zone. It was going to be another type of zone, but now it's confirmed. It's Green Hill Zone 100%.
Yeah, it's like right there in the YouTube title. I mean, we haven't seen the stage intros yet, but tell me a little of what your impressions were when you saw this footage, because I'm sure we have differing opinions.
Okay, I think it looks better than when they first showed it off. I think there was maybe unfinished footage when they first showed it off. I think the shadowing in the grass and stuff, the way it moves, is obviously better than when it came out in Generations. We said it looked like Generations before. It still looks like Generations, I think. It's just a nicer looking version of Generations. The background, there's not that much things going on. I think the one in Generations had like waterfalls and all these other things. This one just seems to have like a blue sky and like, I guess, desert. I think this is the theme. There's no water in this one. But there's fishes. So, desert fishes.
Yeah, there's fishies, fisheye.
So, what's your opinion on it? That's my opinion. I mean, I don't really have much of an opinion. It's Green Hill Zone again. We've seen Green Hill Zone in Sonic Mania. There's also, they showed this last time, but when he jumps, Sonic, he doesn't just awkwardly kind of like he does that spin that he does in Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
It's not
and Sonic CD.
Yeah, but the way that he's like the physics look, they just don't look like they're clicking compared to Mania. I mean, at least in the classic sense. But I guess I'll have to wait until I play it, right? What's your opinion on it?
I think we're all going to have to wait until we play it and we see what context this is in. I guess before I get into my opinion, I wanted to comment on other people's opinions and maybe opinions of people listening to this, watching this. I get that it's Green Hill Zone again. I don't see that as a negative. For me, just like with the Mushroom Kingdom, Green Hill Zone is an iconic Sonic stage. And, if they called it anything else, would people be happy? I really don't understand that. It's like, we've seen Emerald Hill Zone, we've seen Splash Hill Zone, and people don't seem to raise as big a stink because it's like, it looks like Green Hill, but at least it has a different name. I mean, here, yeah, it's called Green Hill, but there's different elements. There's like these weird wooden posts, and there's sand in the background. We don't know, I guess now I'm getting into my opinion, we don't know how they're going to work this into the game. I still think that this is going to be a little just intro to show you that classic Sonic is in his environment, and then something rips him into the future, and this is all we're going to get in terms of returning stages. In terms of the graphics, I think it looks a lot better. You can't really tell from the 720, the 720p upload that they did, but if you look at some of these screenshots that they posted, it looks beautiful. Like when Sonic runs, he kicks up little pieces of grass, and each little individual grass has a little, it's grass. And, there's that sand in the background, it's hitting the rock. It looks really beautiful. And yeah, I mean, in terms of physics, it is kind of more of the same in terms of, Generations. Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point talking about Sonic Forces, or Sonic Mania, because that game is 1-to-1 with the Genesis games, and Sonic Generations never really was 1-to-1. I think it was very good, but it was never 1-to-1. Do you think because we're comparing it, it's going to fail regardless in our eyes?
In terms of gameplay?
Yeah, just because we have Mania coming out so close. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
bound to happen, and I don't think it's gonna make it bad. I think if it plays nice enough and it doesn't, I guess, it's not a Sonic Episode 4 where you can walk, that awkward physics when you go up the wall and stuff. If it doesn't do anything like that, I think people would be
Right.
happy enough. I think the fan base that plays the main series Sonic games don't even care about classic Sonic. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, when you see people at E3 or, any event playing this, they're not going to be going, the general public is not going to be going, it plays a little differently than Mania and the class. Like, they're just going to be like, oh, this plays really well. I personally think that, like, Generations is, like, 95% there. Like, it needs some tweaking, but I still think it's great. 95% there is really good. Now, Sonic 4, that's, like... 25% there, and it really shows. It's just,
one more thing that was new in this
yeah.
trailer is the song in the background. It's a different version of, I guess, is it a different version? It was just like very high pitch track.
It does not sound like Genesis instruments, and to be honest, I didn't think the music was all that great. It's kind of all over the place. For a minute and a half, nothing really repeats, you know what I mean? There's no real catchy hook. And I pointed this out in my article. There's a bit of like Splash Hill Zone in there. It's kind of weird. Do you want to talk about some of the little Easter eggs or things people caught with their?
I didn't know. I haven't even seen it. I barely saw the trailer before we got hopped on. So I mean, you want to tell us about the Easter eggs?
I'd love to. So there is what appears to be a bubble shield. So it looks like elemental shields are returning. I mean, they never went away. They were in Generations, I think, in like the appropriate stages. So it's nice that they're back. But the really interesting thing is, like you mentioned, when he goes up in the air, he spins, and that's something we see in Sonic CD and Sonic Mania. But it also appears that he does a drop dash, which is Sonic Mania's signature move, and I'm wondering if Sonic Mania has had a big impact on Sonic Team Japan, and if this is like Sonic Mania Sonic. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of...
Some people believe that like it's just if it's like the game isn't programmed well enough that it's just a failed spin dash, but no, it looks like it's a drop dash. And maybe this kind of goes with what you were saying last time, that maybe in the end of Sonic Mania, Sonic goes to Sonic Forces, like he opens up a time warp, and then in the end he leaves.
I mean, what better advertisement for the next game? And they're coming out within... I mean, we don't know how many months. I mean, it's been rumored September.
I'm gonna assume less than 6 months.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you guys think? Are you angry about Green Hill coming back? Do you buy into our Sonic Mania theory there? And share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that.
Tell your
button.
grandma to watch our videos, please.
Oh yeah, and your grandpa. We like him too.
We're trying to get our women ratio up, so grandma.